Hey everybody, it's Rob from Flailthroughs. This is Gundam Battle Operation 2, and this is a round from Gundam Maniac with a couple of friends. And this is an all-support team with 4 FAZZs on it. That should be interesting. This is another one of the I'm not sure if I ran this before or not videos, but regardless, here we are, because yeah, I have no idea what I haven't run. My bookkeeping is bad, and I just just want to get some videos ready, because like I said, I took my birthday off and was hoping to work on this a little bit earlier in the night, but somebody was throwing a party next door, and I didn't want to get any music copyright stabs for the music that was pretty audible over here. So FAZZ comes in at, I believe, 600. It is pretty good. It has a Hyper Mega Cannon on the shoulder that takes forever to charge and does decent damage once it is charged. Has, I believe, 2 kinds of missiles and a twin beam rifle. It is basically the mobile suit equivalent of one of those fake phones you see at like Office Depot that has been converted into something functional. And yeah, let's see, that didn't connect. Wow, that's of course the risk-reward problem. Oh yeah, decent Vulcans too. That of course is the risk-reward problem of the big guns, is that you have to spend an awful lot of time sitting still to charge them, hope you don't get intercepted or killed before you can shoot them, and hope you actually land it. It's one of the things about the sustained damage Garrow-B type weapons. I think the game usually refers to them as barrage type weapons. The fact that they, you have more than a single chance to hit or not. Good shot there, required some piercing to work, but it worked. Maniac sometimes likes to run the FAZZ a lot closer up, because you can more or less put a ton of melee mod on it. Its default melee mod is, I think, 0. I know its melee and default melee defense is, but yeah, you can soup it up quite a bit and go in with that beam saber. It's not going to be ideal, but you can do it, and because it has so many stun protections, you can do pretty well doing that. Especially if the enemy team does not seem to be expecting it. I think that's kind of the key, because if one of the raids in particular is expecting it, they can just trip you and tear you to pieces. It's a thing. But this is an ace match currently with 5 minutes to go. Maniac's team is in the lead, 63-38, 70-38. And whenever I say numbers out loud, they change. It's the law. But yeah, at the 3-minute mark, an ace will be chosen. It will be whoever has, I believe, scored the most points or gotten the most kills. I forget which specifically. I think it's kills, and they will be worth triple points to kill, and their kills will be worth triple points. So that is kind of a thankless job sometimes, but when you're with people you know, it can work out pretty well. Because Maniac is with a couple of friends, as I said, so so somebody will have his back if he becomes the ace. We'll find out in a minute, like almost a literal minute. Somebody over there is nearly dead. Type advantage on that, so that's probably a standard Cubile. This is a very old round, so it is well before the Cubile got its ranged defenses. I think it's specifically beam defenses, but it might just be ranged in general when it hits critical health. It definitely did not have its resonance skill yet, so because that is like within the last few months, and I know I've had this probably over a year. But yeah, as you can see, he didn't land his counter quite, but until we got to that downswing, which is the part that will actually stop him, because I don't think anything quite shrugs off a downswing entirely. But yeah, FAZZ will shrug off just about everything else. Take the damage, but also not react, which means if somebody is just in the middle of doing a melee combo to you, you can just walk in and tackle them. I've had it happen to me when I forget that the FAZZ does that. Maniac just took a strategic death, which I think was probably a good call. Turns out he is not the ace, though, and I wish their ace had also taken a strategic death, because, well, they're going to take a death in a second, pretty sure. Because, you know, as I mentioned, big blinking sign over their head, and all it's going to take is one person to land that lucky shot, and they will drop. Let's see. Maniac is going to go up front and see what he can do. He's probably going to go for the enemy Cubile, because, yeah, if they can largely hold the enemy off up here, they can. That might give their ace time to retreat and repair, depending on what they have in mind. But yeah, since Maniac's kind of out front in front of the ace, though, he has to be careful because they are going to try and focus him. Trying to pull back a little bit here. Good call. Yeah, just it's decision making once an ace is chosen can be really tricky. And as I've mentioned before, yeah, the fact that the time when they are most likely to give ace and... Okay, yeah, there goes the allied ace. There goes the enemy ace, though, so that made that up. But yeah, I think I've mentioned before that the day you're most likely to see ace and target shuffle, which uses very similar rules, are Fridays, and one of the one of the token requirements for Fridays is 2 kills twice. So everybody's, you know, struggling for that and not necessarily doing what will work best in an ace round, because they're not necessarily compatible goals. And whereas there is a win a round requirement on Fridays too, you only have to win 1 round. So, and you have to get 2 kills twice. So people who've gotten their wins can be, you know, gunning for those kills and put you in a really bad situation. Let's see, number 5 is not happy about the situation they're in, because they're sending things like "I'm impressed" and "nice assist." That's usually a sarcastic thing. I don't see either of those used in earnest very much, sadly. But yeah, they're not in a bad position. They've got a very light lead. The ace is miles away. The enemy team is trying to assault their position, but I swear everything has so many missiles and everything is so large that we're actually seeing some slowdown here. So, they are pulling ahead, which is good, and Maniac he's figured out the aces in the water in front of him, but unfortunately he's kind of aiming blind because there's a shrubbery directly in his camera. And if I'm not mistaken, yeah, the ace is on the other side of the water, so whatever happens, he's not going to have time to move into position, but they've got the round wrapped up, so it doesn't matter too much. Yeah, so pretty good round, and yeah, that is an all-support team that made good. It can be done. It just kind of depends on the supports, on the area, on the round. You know, there's no way to predict until you're in there how well or badly that's going to go. But Maniac got 103,000 damage and 1,560 points of assists, and top diversions because he has a very nice shade of metallic pink. It shows. 3 and 3. That's not bad. So, thank you for the round, Maniac, and that is going to do it for today's Gundam Battle Operation 2. We'll be back soon with more. Till next time, everybody take care and have fun. Later. But yeah, the actual full armor double Zeta, not in the game yet. It's basically the enhanced double Zeta with more parts strapped on, I believe, so it should get here eventually. But I think there's actually both a animation version and a Sentinel version of the full armor double Zeta above and beyond the FAZZ, so we could end up with even more of those.